morning, good morning, good morning, good morning.
I love you, baby. Why?
First Sky Radio, First Sky Omaha in the morning.
In the morning.
Season 7 of Love Supreme. Trying to get up, love somebody.
Hey, start with yourself. What Michael Jackson say, starting with the man in the mirror.
Say what, say what?
Say, gotta start with the man in the mirror.
Hey. Man. Okay. Well, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Once again, you're joining us on this Monday, February 19th, 2024, a fresh edition of First Sky Omaha Radio, First Sky Omaha in the morning.
In the morning.
Paul Beeee, Buddi3 Da Gawd, all of you chat chimers, ghost listeners, radio listeners, thanks for joining us. Already having a few little tech issues on the radio side. Apologize for that. If you guys can hear me, let me know over there on the radio channel. You can go to firstskyOmaha.com, hit the listen button, and check us out. But other than that, it looks like we got Facebook and YouTube working. So
yeah, coming on in. Come on in, grab a seat.
Come on in. How you doing today, buddy?
Man, a little tired, boss. A little tired.
Yeah, definitely had a late night. One of those kind of couldn't settle down nights. Too many things going on at once.
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie, man. I kind of went down a rabbit hole, reminiscing, taking a stroll down memory lane a little bit.
He getting old, y'all. He getting old.
Man, I was watching some wrestling.
I love how that's the Nebraska accent with that wrestling cracks me up.
Watching some wrestling, yeah, man. Apparently A&E. They have like this docu-series talk about the legends and kind of some of the icons of wrestling. They were talking about NWO and Hulk Hogan last night and told the story of Stone Cold Steve Austin. And I was just remember my childhood and I'm sorry, just went down a rabbit hole, man. I next thing I know, I look up, it's like 1 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, what? I gotta go to bed.
Yeah, I feel that, man.
Yeah, I gotta go to bed.
Yeah, man. Now imagine that's just your constant state.
Yeah, right.
I'm moving towards that. I'm moving towards that age where I'm just like, I'm thinking about everything before.
Man, yeah.
Like, you acquire enough memories, and then they just you got to work to make them so they're not consuming you all the time. Is what my theory is. So yeah, it's a trip.
I mean, I remember it hit me the day, we don't talk about sports a lot, but I mean, I do watch a lot of sports, and it hit me the day I was watching college football. Like, I remember watching, college football and, like looking up like, oh man, it's college football. Like, what I mean? It's the big stage. Like, even the NFL, like I look up and players are younger than me. I'm like, hold on. Hold on. You said Luka Doncic is how old? You said he's how old?
Right.
Kid's a baby.
It's a trip. Getting older is something else.
Man. Yeah.
I appreciate everybody jumping in the chat this morning. Thanks for coming on with us. It is an easy Monday because I guess it's a holiday today. So
it is.
Yeah. So stop.
Oh, girl, my son was still looking at me like.
You said what?
I said, my son was still looking at me like, we're looking at each other like,
in school, yeah. Yeah. Pops gives us a good Monday morning and mad love from Las Vegas. Appreciate you, Pops. Thank you for one this morning. Lake Keister says, "Happy marvelous Monday to all." Thank you very much. Mark
Okay.
Matter gives us a good morning. How much sleep did you get, man? I didn't get hardly any, to be honest with you.
Man,
Yeah, I'll
one
get into that in
iota.
a minute. Yeah. It was just one of them kind of nights, man. Kind of everybody was out, so there was, I drove a couple drunk friends home,
Okay.
and a few little things went down last night that had me kind of up. So not much sleep, but like I said, every time I get on the show this morning, the stimulating conversation wakes me up every time.
Oh
So
yeah,
it's
man.
good.
Oh yeah.
Ronnie Shields out in California, man. What's going on? He says, "Good everything, First Sky family. Appreciate you."
Okay. Peace. Peace. Welcome.
Wanda Lewis gives us a good morning from Facebook. Thank you. Share the show if you get a chance, especially if you're on your Facebook and YouTube. Do us a favor, share the show. Get as many people in here talking as we can. Many people is not sleeping in on their on the holiday day off, I guess.
Yeah. I actually appreciate y'all for tuning in on your day off, or if you have the day off, let us know. You working this morning? What's going on?
Yeah. Let us know what's happening. Mark Mander says NWO for life. All right.
Hey.
Miss Erica Fell says, "Good morning. Where's the coffee?" Yeah,
Man, got your drunk ship on deck.
bro. My drunk ship is on deck. Really digging what the family's doing with this brand too, man. Drunk ship.
Yeah, man.
Hit them up. Get you some bean. You gotta get a nice little grinder for this, man. This is kind of connoisseur stuff a little bit, is what I can see. So appreciate the
Hey,
yeah, drunk ship. Go to drunkshipcoffee.com and get your order in for real. Gotta get down with it. Gotta get down with it for real, man. It's all about the family business. Everybody needs to remember that. Like we gotta all participate in each other's businesses in the fam and boost them up, big them up,
yeah, man.
and help them get to the next level. So that's
Support,
what's up.
support, support.
Kimmer Snipes gives us a good morning, y'all. Good morning to you. Appreciate you.
Hey,
Ariel's 402 says, "So I start my mission, leave my residence, thinking how I can get some dead presidents day.
hey. Okay.
President's Day today. Got
Yeah, I
you.
see what you did there. I see what you did.
Ronnie Shield says, "Getting old is something else." Message? Man, you ain't
Message,
lying.
man. That's what my
You
knee
are
be
not
saying.
lying.
Message,
Yes, getting old is something else. I was thinking about that
man.
too, and I was going through that phenomenon you were with sports guys being younger than you. I'm thinking there's politicians and people out there, and I'm just like, wait a minute, you they talked about Obama being Generation X. I was like, hold up, I'm Generation X. What's going on here? All right, then,
Yeah. Used to the presidents being old white men.
man, real
You look up,
old,
y'all
real
the
old.
same age. Like, ah, my back.
My back. Ain't that the truth? Mama God in the chat said, "Good morning, fam. Good morning to you, Mama God." Miss
My
Hickenfeld says, "All
dudes.
of my clients except the OPS teachers work today." Okay, holiday for select few. Okay,
Right,
gotcha.
right, right, right.
All of my clients except OPS teachers. Okay, all right.
So the,
Uh,
the schoolhouse is open.
okay, yep. Except teachers. So except the OPS teachers. That's why nobody going to school. I guess they really
Yep,
got the
yep,
day
yep,
off today.
yep.
That's what's up. Good morning. Good morning. Terry Human Peto says good morning with some sunshine. Appreciate you. Amy H. Dot in the chat says good morning. Good morning to you. Appreciate. Got to catch up with you soon. See what's going on. We got to update our black business list. Got a
Yeah,
few more that we need to add to it. So, kind of thanks for getting that started for us, and we'll definitely have to update it. Kimber says always working. Yep.
of course.
I saw you with a post saying that this is the time that you needed the headquarters back. Yeah, we got to
Man,
find out what's going on and talk to Brother Young about when Scooters is coming back online over there.
man, it's been quite some time. It's
A
been
little
some
bit of
months.
time. Yeah, big repairs need to happen with that building. So I could imagine it's a tough go. So we have to talk to him, see what's happening. Sean McCarthy says, "Morning, kudos, Paul, for enduring an early, yeah, early ass morning, man. Yeah, it's a tough morning, but I don't know, man. It's not that it's not that like I said, when we get to talking, when we get on, then I wake up. As soon as the show's over, though, I'll be like, yeah, it might be siesta time early today.
Man, you know what it is, man, right? It's the quickening.
Mm.
It's,
Yep,
it's the
yep.
quickening, man. It's the quickening. Kind of our when we all come together, we leave the body, y'all. I don't know if y'all understand what's going on in this endeavor, but we all meet at first sky. we leave the body, we leave the ground level and go to the first sky, that first area of mind where we all can kind of come together and think like thoughts and be together across time and space. We all this different times, we in different spaces, but yet we all here together right
Yeah.
now. You know what I mean? So you lose track of time, you kind of vibrate, even though
Mm,
you might, I had days I was mad, just had an
mhm.
argument with my lady before the show, but you'll never know because I'm coming in excited. I'm
Mhm.
amped. I'm ready for this. I'm here for this. Whatever's going on is going on. I'm here for this. You know what I
Oh,
mean? So
we know now, though. We know now.
yeah, well, yeah. I'm good though. I'm good,
Hey,
man.
appreciate you. Appreciate everybody. Let's see. Let me see if we get the
Yeah.
radio channel back in. Appreciate everybody that's joining us this morning. We're gonna get this show started. I see a lot more people in the chat already.
Hey.
Camera says y'all playing. I went and got me a whole new bed and mattress this weekend because of my back. You ain't lying.
Okay.
Ain't lying.
Ah, ah.
Also, Brother Pena says good morning to you as
In the
well. Anthony Rogers
morning.
Wright in the Chi-Town. Peace from Chi-Town. Says sorry we missed you, buddy. Next time, fam. Seems like
Yes,
he's on
sir.
the move all the time.
Oh yeah. Busy.
Yeah, man. Kimmer says it's not even the repairs; it's the battle of the insurance companies. Oh, my niece works there. Wow. Talking about
Mm.
scooters and the problems over there. Miss Erica Fell says Boogie's bus to Colorado Springs from the robotics competition was hit. What? They didn't get in until 4 a.m. He'll be coming back tomorrow. Please think safety and peace for him. Oh my goodness.
Man. First of all, that's kudos to whoever sending the kids out of town for a robotics competition. Like when I went to North, we were just going to UNO, but the fact they going
Yeah,
all the way to Colorado Springs, that's beautiful. So definitely kudos to them, and yeah, definitely safe travels
yeah.
for the whole squad.
Man, sorry to hear that. Thanks for the update on that.
Yeah,
Eros
yeah,
42 says if I were president, elected on Friday, assassinated on Saturday, buried on Sunday, back to work on Monday.
man.
Always with the
Happy
lyrics.
President's Day.
Maggie Miller Jenkins says, "Good morning. I found your email finally.
Yeah,
So I apologize for mispronouncing your name every single time we said it. So
years
thanks,
of slaughtering.
thanks for setting us straight. And thanks for everybody that's coming on in. We're gonna get this show started. We have special guests coming in here pretty soon. Brother Qasim from the BAA will be on deck, and we'll be speaking with Senator Terrell McKinney and Senator Justin Wayne a little later on in the show as well. So stick around for that. Again, appreciate everybody that's coming through. This is a fresh edition of First Guy Omaha in the morning.
In the morning.
Monday, February 19th,
Hey,
2024, President's Day. Let's get
yeah,
the
man.
show started.
Let's start the show.
Good morning, good morning, good morning once again. First Sky Omaha Radio, First Sky Omaha in the morning.
In the morning.
It's an easy Sunday morning on this February 19th, 2024.
Hey,
Apparently, it's President's Day. I don't be keeping track of the holiday, so I didn't even know. But we're getting everybody letting us know what's happening around here, and that's why we get together the way we do on a regular basis, whether it's a President's Day
yeah,
or
man.
not. So shout out to everybody that got up early this morning and is joining us. I see many heads in the chat this morning and also listening, tuning in. Radio crew, let me know if we're in yet. Just apologize for the technical difficulties on that end, but you can always go to Facebook and YouTube and check us out. And then, of course, if you miss any parts of the show, you can go back to Facebook and YouTube and watch them in their entirety. Excuse me. Bear with us this morning. It's kind of a late night, man. OEAAs happened last night, and I'm trying to tell you, one of the best
Going
ones I've
down.
ever seen. Yeah, yeah, really, really cool.
Man.
So shout out to everybody with the OEAAs putting on a great show. Big Wade and the Black Swan Theory came and blew everybody's mind, which I thought was really yeah, everybody clapping, man. Chip Davis was in there. Hey, it was great. It was great. It was great. It's good to see, and I love seeing them on that stage as well, man. The Holland is one of my
Oh yeah,
favorite buildings in town, and
yeah.
yeah, so to get on the Holland stage is a big deal, and I think they've been there before, but this is the first time I saw them on stage, and I love the fact that they were rocking a full house. It was great. And
Dude.
yeah, man, it was just kind of all the way around. Even the cast from Rent. I'm not a big musicals cat, but the cast from that musical Rent came and did a dance singing thing too, man. It was dope. I mean, like they put out a really cohesive show, and I've been part of the OEAA board this last time, so I kind of saw some of the inner workings behind the scenes, but definitely came out way more detailed and way more professional than I was perceiving it was going to be, just because of what it is that I was privy to. So shout out to the
Beautiful.
OEAAs. Shout out to the BAA and Untamed, man. The Black Power Conference went down Saturday. We had a great turnout, great meeting. It was it's really interesting to me to see who shows up to these events and who doesn't.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? Really
Yeah, that
interesting to
part.
me. We'll definitely talk to Brother Qasim when he comes on here in a minute. And yeah, and we'll be talking about what's going on with that, and how he feels about how the turnout was and everything else. So stay tuned for that. Brother Qasim will be on here shortly. But yeah, I had a great time on Saturday, and it was really good to kind of have that family talk. Joanna LaFleur of Malcolm X Memorial Foundation made it a point to say, some of the news outlets called up and wanted to come and cover, and they were like, "Nah, this is for us. This is for
Mm.
us to have a conversation here." So it was really interesting to have just black media in the room, freely talking, and just having a great conversation. So it was really great. Really great that the Malcolm X Memorial Foundation was a part of that. Got to really kind of collab and talk with brother William King over there, 95.7 The Boss. Brother Imaya that just does the Heartland News. Terry
Mhm.
Sanders was there. Really, really great. I mean, yeah, I can list off everybody who showed up, but we'll talk about it when Brother Kasim comes on. Great event, man. I can't wait for next year and for it to grow bigger and bigger. So that was going on. Precious McKesson was there too, and I saw that she had hosted that pancake breakfast with the champ Saturday morning. I didn't
Mhm.
get to go, but it was a really full weekend. Anybody else went to any of these events over the weekend? Please let me know what your impressions were on all of it. Just a recap of what has gone on. We also got to catch Shawnee over there at the 1802, her opening. She had
Yeah.
several small businesses in that building, selling their wares and doing their thing over there, and it was another great turnout. She said all day long people were coming in and out, selling people out. So
Okay.
shout out to the 1802 and their grand opening as well. Very busy weekend, all the way up until about an hour ago for me. So
Really?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So yeah, shout out. I definitely want to hear from you. Anybody who went to any of these events over the weekend or anything else that was going on that we missed. Then there was an art thing that happened over at the Culture House as well. So lots of stuff going on this weekend. Let us know if you went to any of it, and do a little recap, if you will. We do have some stories we want to jump into. Maybe we can talk a little bit about some of those before we get our first guest in. So thanks for joining us again, buddy. I'll turn it over to you. What's going down?
Man, well, of course, we still be looking at the bills as we are expecting the senators to come through today and give us some information. As promised, last Monday, if you remember, we spoke to Senator McKinney, and he did mention that he was bringing a doula bill, which has now come across. So we'll definitely be talking about that again. Black and brown women still, dying in hospitals trying to give birth at an alarming rate, and getting some financing for some doulas can go to at least alleviating some of the stress and pressure and just anxiety that a woman can go through in trying to give life. So definitely going to talk to Senator McKinney about that. But also, Omaha World Herald has dropped actually a list of apparently the deadline to issue senators' priority bills has passed, and now the list of those priority bills are coming across, and there's definitely some interesting things getting into. Of course, still abortion is still a heavy topic. Of course, still looking at criminal justice reform, things like that. So yeah, we'll definitely dive into some of the priority bills. It's always interesting to see what's prioritized and really what's not prioritized. So definitely love to hear your thoughts on all of that. Also, as we're getting closer and closer to campaign season heating up, this is an interesting article coming out of Nebraska World Herald, or not Nebraska World Herald, Nebraska Examiner, excuse me. Apparently, Senator Chambers might be thinking of running. Yeah, we'll definitely have to jump into this report. Definitely would love to hear your thoughts on that. Um, as always, let your mind be free, let your voice be heard. Also, definitely have to dive into what's going on with our mental health situation. The psychiatric hospital in Lincoln does not seem like it is getting any better. If you remember, workers actually spoke out about the conditions at the psychiatric hospital, and now Senator Carol Blood, as we like to call her, Barrel Blood of Bellevue, out here calling out Pillen, saying the situation is actually getting worse and is requesting some assistance. So we'll definitely be diving in to that. With all the beds, all the facilities opening up, a lot of money going towards mental health. But what's really going on? So we'll definitely talk about that as well. And of course, if there's anything we're not talking about, feel free to let us know. Again, let your mind be free, let your voice be heard. Let us know what matters to you. In the meantime, between time, Paul B.
Yo,
What's the word?
man, the word is shout out to everybody who's been checking us out on TikTok. We'll show you a little bit about what we got going on. If you guys, tell me if you can hear this.
Absentee landlords, government
Here?
watchdogs, and bill collectors for school lunch. Peace, welcome family and friends. I am Buddi3 Da Gawd with First Sky Omaha, and these are your First Sky Omaha news headlines. After a tense 6-month battle, Nebraska's legislative and executive branches have reached a temporary agreement to lift the veil on two of the state's most problematic departments. The state's Health and Human Services and Corrections departments have been tight-lipped since Attorney General Mike Hilgers deemed the state's Inspector General's office as unconstitutional. Given the state's struggle to manage child welfare cases and severe overcrowding in prisons, some question why watchdog access was revoked to begin with. With the agreement set to expire at the end of 2025, Senators Daniel Conrad and Justin Wayne plan to discuss more permanent solutions at a hearing next Wednesday.
All right, there you go. A little teaser
There you go.
on what it is we got going on over there on TikTok. It is happening now. So go over there. If you have a TikTok account, which a lot of people we find out do, definitely go over there and like us, First Sky Omaha, on TikTok. Check us out, man, and get your little news updates. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna do a lot of recaps of the shows. So we've been working pretty hard on getting this rolling, and it's rolling now. So go ahead and check it out. Thank you very much for everybody who has already done that. Amy H. Dot says, loving the TikTok pieces y'all are doing. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Appreciate it very much. Kimmer said she went to the pancake feed. Let us know how that was.
Okay.
Yeah, I was.
Yeah, got you some flapjacks.
Say again.
She got some
You can
flapjacks.
get your flapjacks on. That's what's up. Maggie Miller Jenkins says that they love to pour money into the situation without infrastructure to build better going forward or staff the plans they've created. We'll definitely jump into that. For real. Appreciate that. Also, Pop says that's so cool. Way to go, First Sky. Appreciate it, man. Maggie Miller says already liked, followed, and sharing everything you come out with. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Trying to build it up.
Yeah.
I'm trying to build it up. Brother Pena says, bro, I'm not dancing on TikTok. I don't even know how to tick or talk.
Man,
out,
that's man. I was doing a little ticking back in the day, but I don't know about ticking and talking now. Yeah, what I'm saying, pull out the cardboard, but kind of going back to what we were talking about earlier about getting old. Like Paul was telling me, I'm like I'm not on TikTok, bro. Like I was with you, Guillermo. Like
I was there too, bro.
I'm not dancing.
It took me a long time to get on TikTok because that's what I thought all it was like young 13-year-old girls dancing on it. Apparently, it's not the case. Apparently, everybody's on it. News outlets are on it. Everybody's using it for news. It's one of the most free places you can get on and do something right now for real. And one of the places that you can get the message out the best. So we're still gonna hang and we're gonna do a lot with YouTube as well. See, we call it ticky talkie in my house. Yeah, I was right there with y'all, man. I wasn't really about it because what it started off being, but what it's ending up being is something else. And it's a good way to kind of get your news brief when it comes through. So if you are on TikTok, check it out. If not, we have other things that we're working on. It's all about meeting everybody where they're at to get the message out. Doesn't matter what means we get the message out, as long as it gets out. So that's what it is. And we're going to use all means, all new media in order to do so. So I just wanted to put that out there. If you haven't seen that yet, I'm really happy about the work that we've been doing on that. Definitely check it out. We also talked to William King, 95.7 The Boss. We had a little conversation where we kind of confirmed we're going to do a little news brief on the air as well. So if you're not going to be able to see it on TikTok, you might be able to hear it on 95.7 The Boss coming up. So
Man,
yeah. Good collaboration, man. Thanks to the BAA Untamed for what they put on Saturday, especially. It really just getting the black news media in the room together spurred a lot of conversations, and that's what this is all about. So that's what's going on. Kimmer says I'm trying to figure out why I ordered 8 boxes of Girl Scout cookies. Yeah,
is it that
I
season?
can relate. I can relate.
Is it that season?
Miss Erica Phil says I've had TikTok for a couple of years, but I don't make videos. I'll just learn and get entertained. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
even you who's done that, you got a nice little following of people. You know what I'm saying? So it's the same thing with Kimmer Snipes, and shout out to Sherman Wells, who's like the godfather of TikTok right now
Ah,
in our camp for real. Like he's really kind of killing the game and utilizing it to his best. So there's
mhm.
some serious organizations are using TikTok right now. So we're definitely gonna jump in, and like I said, we're gonna use all new media. So we'll be all over the place because the whole point is to get the word out. So
Yeah. And big shout out to everybody who's already gone and followed. If you haven't, again, meet us there, or actually beat us there. Don't meet us there. Go ahead and check us out. First Guy Omaha on TikTok. And also, as Paul mentioned, man, let us know. We taking in data.
yeah,
Let us know where else you are so we can know how to reach you best.
yep. Appreciate that. It is 7:26 right now. If you believe in the concept of time, we're gonna have Brother Qasim on in about 4 minutes. So in the meantime, between
Mhm.
time, let's jump into a story real quick. One of the things that we had on the list to talk about today, buddy. What you thinking?
Actually, it's not quite a story, just a quick mention. Some funds out there. Again, we actually, if you caught that TikTok video that we just posted, there's some information about the Step Up program. Again, the application is open until March 1st. But it looks like the Empowerment Network isn't starting or stopping there. Apparently, they have another scholarship opportunity in partnership with the city, and this coming by way of a press release or press form that we received. It says the Empowerment Network is partnering with the City of Omaha Mayor's Office to support people who work on stopping violence in our community. The network will use federal grant funding to issue up to 6 scholarships in 2024 to fund the travel and registration fees of recipients to attend either the Giffords Center for Violence Intervention Community Violence Intervention Conference or the Cities United convening. These It says please submit the completed application no later than 4 p.m. on Thursday, March 5th. Again, that's 4 p.m. on Tuesday, March 5th. Again, 4 p.m. Tuesday, March 5th. If you have any questions or need assistance about submitting an application, you can contact Jonathan Chapman at jchapman at empowermentomaha.com. Again, that's jchapman at empowermentomaha.com.
So this is a scholarship to attend a event, a class. Is it this what that's what you're getting on this?
Yes, this is the Violence Intervention Conference at the Gifford Center for Violence Intervention Community Center, or the Cities United Covenant. So it's two events to go to.
Hmm.
As the network will use federal
Okay.
funds to issue up to 6 scholarships for this. So this is interesting as far as learning about what this conference is. I didn't even know the city of Omaha was doing something called the Cities United convening.
Right. I like to see who's behind this and who's gonna be there. Who all
That
gonna
part.
be there? You know how we do. Who all gonna be there?
Ah, that part. Again,
Yeah.
application questions aim to assess the qualifications, commitment, and potential for growth in the field of community violence intervention, while also ensuring fairness and inclusivity in the selection process. So, again, this is for organizations or individuals who are working on stopping the violence. So, I think this will be a networking opportunity, possibly even an educational opportunity.
Okay. Yeah, let's definitely check it out. We have a direct line. We can ask Willie Barney about any of these things. As a matter of
Hmm.
fact, we're planning on having him on here pretty soon to talk about some other initiatives and things like that too. So this is one of those ones I like to know a little bit more about for sure. Amy H. said, "Let's get the let's get the hashtag whack on tutorial." I like that. She said he just talked about it for the first time a few weeks ago. What are you guys talking about over here? I got to catch up with what you're chatting about. Ariel's 402 says last year I would lose 95.7 the boss right about Harrison Street. Now I'm getting the boss some ways into Bellevue.
Nice.
Thank
Okay.
you. Thank you. Keep up the good work. Right on, man. Yeah, radio is still a very powerful medium. We have continued on with it too as well in the digital realm, which is kind of the future on that situation. It's kind of something that anybody in the world can pick up because it's on the on the digital side, and of course 95.7 The Boss does the digital side as well too. You just got to do it. If you're a radio station, you got to do it. So hopefully we'll get the word out there. Yeah, like as far as this other thing is concerned, I definitely would like to see what this is about, who's behind it, who's going to be teaching. You know, if it's that kind of a conference where you're supposed to
Mm-hmm.
come there for some instruction, or if you're supposed to come and all collaborate on ideas. It'd be interesting to see what's going on with that. So that's that's really all I got to say about that. I just was trying to make sure that these scholarships that were going out, they want them to go out to people who are already in the scene, you know, kind of like the
Mm-hmm.
BAA, who's already kind of feet on the ground working with
Right. Right.
folks, and
Yeah.
then of what benefit it would be for the BAA to go to one of these to whatever it is they're giving scholarships for. So that was
Yeah,
kind of
again, I'm not too familiar with the conference, but shout out to Sister Cameron, who's usually at the 360 meetings, taking notes. She says that he just talked about it for the first time a few weeks ago, talking
yeah,
about the conference. She says it's for professional development for sure. So
okay.
again, I always think back to a conversation I had with brother Leo Lewis, again of the Malcolm X Memorial Foundation, about funding of
Mhm.
like community work. Again, brother Qasim could talk about it. He and Leo Lewis have been working with the youth for quite some time as far as trying to steer them in the right direction. But and we talked about it. Like when you're doing the work, it's one thing to do the work. It's another thing to get quantitative data and know that side of it, how to get data, how to frame the work that you're doing for funders, so you can get the funding that is out there that you need. But how do you connect that dot? How do you
Yeah.
build that bridge? So to my understanding, that's what this whole thing is about. As far as again identifying people in the community who are doing violence prevention work and violence intervention work, and sending them to this conference, as Kimra said, to get some professional development. How do you get quantitative data? How do you story tell? How do you expand?
Right on. Well, we got somebody in the community that is doing the work that we can ask
Hey,
directly. Sitting in the
there you
wings,
go.
waiting in the wings is Brother Qasim. We're going to bring him on right now, ladies and gentlemen. Brother Qasim from the Black Agenda Alliance. Good morning, good morning, good morning.
What's happening, fellas? Peace, peace, man. Peace.
Peace.
Right on. How you doing, brother?
Man, I seen the gas bill, man. I said, man, I better put a jacket on, man, because I said, man, this ain't gonna work out, man. I said,
MUD got you changing your wardrobe up, huh?
man, I
Man,
said this ain't gonna work, man. So
gotta layer up. Gotta layer up.
that's how it's gonna
Hey.
be, man, like a caveman, boy.
Hey, good thinking, good thinking. I'm pretty sure Mayor Sanchez somewhere proud, like, hey, saving them coins.
Saving them coins. That's right.
Man,
Well, good morning to you, brother. First of all, how you doing this Monday morning?
man, alhamdulillah, man. Glory to God, man. I'm good. I'm tired, but I'm doing okay, man. How about you, brothers?
Man, can't complain. Can't complain. A little upset I
Definitely
missed it
tired.
this weekend.
Yeah, yeah.
But you
Yeah,
was there
yeah.
in spirit, man. You was represented real well. So,
Man,
glory.
beautiful, beautiful. Glad to hear that. Yeah, I was kind of on the phone with Paul. He used to give me little firsthand, takes and me some video and things like that. So big shout out to everybody that came out, supported. From your viewpoint. Again, you kind of have the eagle eye view. You've been putting the thing together, and now that it's over, kind of highlights. What do you hope to improve on? What are your thoughts? Well, give me the thing, give me the spiel,
Man, there was a bunch of people that signed up for life insurance.
man.
Wow. That's what's
There
up.
was a bunch of people that signed up for their CCW or CHP training, which is your concealed weapons permit training.
Mm-hmm.
Your actual weapons instructional. I seen the sister over there with the mother's love putting it down. I seen Cameron putting it down. But yeah, what it did, what happened is what it was supposed to do. So yeah, the panel discussions and stuff like that. They were live, man. So I learned a lot. you
Mm.
know, and sometimes we'll put something out there just to come back with something much more extravagant, which is the game plan. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it did what it was supposed to.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
Definitely beautiful vibe, man. Really appreciate you guys putting it together. Like I say, I was on the media panel, and just the media panel alone, being able to be in the same room with them cats and have some conversations, is what that was all about in a real way. So shout out to everybody that was involved with that. Uh, we they had the fam. There was a second day that the family talk was supposed to happen, and that got postponed. Is that what happened?
Yep, yep. So what we want to do is we want to build, we want to make that thing extravagant.
Mm-hmm.
And because we kind of crunched it, and then it was two separate flyers out, and I didn't realize that one of the dates wasn't on one of the flyers.
Okay.
Mm.
So that was one thing, but we want to make that thing explosive, man. So we may come back with that end of March, beginning of April. And
Okay.
Okay.
we need that thing to really hit, man, because of the importance and the nature of it. So we was like, okay, well, let's go ahead and promote this separately, which is what we're getting ready to do. So that'll be the next big move going.
Yeah. Okay. We're looking
Okay.
forward to it, man. Definitely let us know way in advance so we can blow it up and get the folks there, get the heads there. Black Power Conference is something that's inaugural. So this is going to be happening every year, right? This is the beginning of you guys doing this annually?
Man, I'm gonna tell you the truth, man. The next one is going to be sooner than that because we're going to do
Mm.
it's going to be Pan African Conference
Okay.
because we're going to include the other African communities in whom I've already
Mm.
associated with. I'm actually invited to come over to the Somali community next Saturday to expand the programming. They want me, you see what I'm saying, to bring the
Yeah.
programming there. So I'm gonna do a whole little thing. But
Beautiful.
these are brothers that I'm already building with um, to blow something much heavier up. So the
Mhm.
next one to end up being Pan African Conference, man, where we're bringing the different diasporas together, and there will be a conversation or two had in regard to what that looked like from the communities of Africans live or conference style and stuff like that. So yeah, we're gonna bring this thing together like that on the next wave. So we will probably end up doing another one. I want to say safely, we got Dr. Umar coming back June 1st. That
Okay.
may
Okay.
be that may be the first Pan African conference.
Makes
And then
sense.
so but we had to gather our data, man, and see what work, what don't work, and boom, here we are.
Yeah.
Man.
That's what's up, man.
Yeah,
That's
actually,
what's up.
was kind of talking about that right before we got you on, as far as like our professional development of with this conference and the scholarship that the Empowerment Network is putting out, but just your firsthand take on organizing and really being boots to the roots. But like you just said, data, that's a huge word. Like people don't really understand how much one just gathering data is. We're dealing with it with social media and emails and all of this, like gathering data, um gauging what it is that you're doing, like you said, gauging what's working, what's not. How do what are your words on that, or how have you learned about that throughout the time as a BA, or even before that?
As far as gathering data, the whole
Yeah,
process,
yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, that
it
whole
really come
process,
down.
and just
It really come
measuring.
down to there was a sister that was at the conference. Buddy was there for that little sparring match. Well, I'm gonna say it was a sparring match, but it was a sister who wanted to know how to make a particular thing trendy.
Mm-hmm.
And
Oh
then,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah, and then you have my little sister, you have my little sister who had come up here from Texas, Nika Johnson and Tall Twin. They went on this little deal, but the sister was asking about this becoming trendy. And my response in the end was, looking at our condition and understanding our psychology is what it come down to for me when it come to like gathering data, like understanding what we respond to and what we don't respond to.
Mm.
And then if we want to get you to respond to a particular thing, what we would do or how we would do it so that it does become trendy
Mm-hmm.
or how to make it look trendy. You know what I mean? So it's really a sweet science behind it that I have not mastered yet, but I do pretty good at. Because a lot of it have everything to do with understanding and delivery. You know, I
Mm-hmm.
can't beat you up because you don't understand. You know, but I might be able to sit you down and shoot a few things at you so that you come into an understanding, become enlightened, and want more for yourself. These are
Mm.
conversations that I have every day with people that are generally overlooked and forgot about. So I would understand it just a little bit better than those who don't take that approach. Whereas you have a system like the Empowerment Network, with all due respect, in my opinion, it's a numbers game. Whereas mine is a personal game. See what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying?
Mm-hmm.
Not even a game at all, but it's more personable.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas they'll just take data and they'll throw you something in hopes that it work, and then it does not because of the systemic layout.
Mm. I definitely can see some of the advantage on looking at that overall picture, but I definitely see more value in the way that I'm personally as well on the tip of dealing with things on a one-on-one level, personal level. I think that's how it happens, but that's also slow going sometimes too to touch each individual person. So I kind of see the advantage of both. And I think that this situation here, what I'm learning more of, because I was out of this loop too, but what I'm learning more about is that data process, is that gathering the data, is a Malcolm X Memorial Foundation through Shamika put a very extensive data set of questions out to everybody that came on Saturday for the Black Power conference. And we all were complaining. We were like, Shamika, this is like 5 pages front and back. We how many questions is on this thing? But everybody kind of sat there and took the time and went ahead and filled it out. She had a good point on we got to collect our own data. They
Mm-hmm.
collecting data on us all the time. We got to collect our own data and make sure that we know which direction to go with our people and so on and so forth. And so it puts it back on my mind, keeps reminding me that there is some skill sets there professionally that can be useful to our organizations if we are thinking of it that way, as long as we are acting right with that data, using the data the right way, and so on. And I think a lot of us, I know me in First Sky Omaha needs a little bit more training on how to make that situation be more professional too. So I can see it, but it's real tough when you got boots to the roots and you busy head down doing the work
Mm-hmm.
to step up and do that. So sometimes my solution is I'm leaning towards this idea that there are some organizations like Empowerment Network that can do some of this data wrangling, like Malcolm X Memorial Foundation, collecting our own data. They can be the people doing that. We don't all got to do it. We can just share it. If we can somehow figure out how to collaborate on some of that, make sure that we're giving suggestions on what data we think they need to be getting, and also what how to use that data, where that data needs to go. The way that I feel like Shamika was talking about it, the Malcolm X Memorial Foundation, is it's going to come to us. We need to grab our own data. This is
Mm-hmm.
not data that we are going to take and share with everybody else around town that just wants it. So what we're asking, what we are doing with this data, how we're using it with ourselves. I think all those things are pretty important. And of course, I think there are some entities that are good at doing it, some other ones that are good at doing a different way. It's just kind of my take on it.
I mean, you kind of just gave me an idea real quick, and then we can kind of kick it. There's a few actually
What we're
good
here to do,
comments.
spur them ideas.
Yeah, yeah, but it's some good comments coming in, so I definitely want to acknowledge that. But our data, like we're talking about data, and Paul, you talk about us as a community having our own data. I don't think we really understand how valuable specifically our data is. Like
Hmm.
there's organizations, there's people, businesses out there who want to sell to us, who want to tap into that trillion or so GDP that we as a community have every year.
Hmm.
Again, as Mika said, these organizations spend a lot of money in getting our data, a lot of money in studying us. What if we were to gather that data and sell it to them?
Or like I said, first before we even think about selling it to them, how do
Mm-hmm.
we use it? How do we use it
For
for
ourselves.
ourselves?
Right.
And how are we the gatekeepers of what does go to them and what don't? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's where I'm at with it, because we have examples of people that have taken our data, used our data, and gone and get millions of dollars and built Tiff Valley and everything else over having our data. So
Mm-hmm.
so number one, who gets it, and number two, how do we use it first? I do want to jump into the
That
chat
part.
real quick. Kimber says,
Yep.
I think I'm sorry. Going back to that situation you were talking about that happened with Tamara over there at the on Saturday. Kimber says, I think she was more concerned with message delivery so people could absorb the message that was being presented. I didn't really look at it as a battle. I think everybody, Tall Twin, your sister, everybody had really great points that they were all sharing with it. It seemed like she was the way that she asked her question was maybe made people think that she was asking something else. But I think everybody was on the same page. What we were trying to figure out, just how did we deliver this communication. Also, Kimber Snipe says, thank you, Qasim. That's it. Anthony Rogers Rice says, BAA is a movement. Empowerment is just another capitalist nonprofit. The difference is clear AF. Yeah, I see what you when it comes to what is going down, what the work is being done. I feel like Empowerment Network is using a certain business model in order to do a certain thing that I'm finding more valuable more and more I look into it. I already know the value of BAA because for me, like I said, for me personally, one-on-one contact, boots to the roots, talking to the folks that things are happening to and happening with is kind of the first sky.
Front line.
It's the front line.
It's front line.
Yep. Ariel 402 says things have to be relatable. Football players understand X's and O's. Marathon runners understand in kilometers. Relatable. I like that relatable idea. Tony Johnson says Black Omaha needs an agenda with a strategic plan that has measurable goals. Game plans with words are just conversations. Game plans with words are only just conversations, right?
That is a comment that I wanted to acknowledge and kind of toss to you, Brother Qasim. I think you kind of mentioned that as far as being the most important thing, from this weekend, without, saying too much or spilling the beans. I'm sure you're a strategic mind. But what can you share as far as, do you feel like that was achieved over this weekend? Do you feel like, the community, those in attendance came to more measurable, achievable goals? What do you think about that? Where are we as a community with that?
Well, I know we're not supposed to read the chat from this end, but I'm not going to do that. But I will say the insurance lady is in there, and that's the proof bared right there. You know what I'm saying? So I said this, man. I noticed that a lot of people are unifying around money. We will fail. Okay, money should not be the unifier. I'm not saying that is, but it's unfortunate. You know what I mean? What we really should be unifying around is things that uplift us and bring us to a certain point as a people. And one more time, could you ask me that question one more time, softly, brother?
Yeah. So what is the do you feel like we as a community came and specifically over the weekend, do you feel like we got a step closer to developing actionable goals, a strategic plan, an agenda, or as it says, game plans with words are only just conversations?
No, absolutely. Because it helps me identify, especially I noticed what Brother Paul said in the beginning, who shows up and who don't. You know what I mean?
Right.
Who pushes those particular agendas of a Black Power conference versus who don't. And then you have people that are of influence in the city that are in a position to really move us forward, but they try to shy away from being who we are as a people, out of fear of losing funding or losing friendships or whatever the case may be. And so I think it did wonderful, man, in regard to who showed up and who didn't. But like I said, the insurance lady, she in the chat, so she's just one of the people where there's benefits on both ways, So that life insurance, man, I deal with death a whole lot, you know what I mean? And I'm so tired of our people not being able to pass that wealth on because we either not educated or we don't know how to go about the process. So that in itself would be something that we lift up extremely, over the next several years. And even with the weapons training and stuff like that, man, this stuff is really what we need. You know what I mean? When we see, that's what I'm saying. Like, we talk about resources, but from the eyes of a Pan-Africanist, the resources are going to look more concrete, more long lasting, like some of the things that I've mentioned. You know what I mean? We got to pull ourselves out of this position, where we've been, what's the word? We've been broken down. You know what I mean? And we choose to stay there because we want to play the waiting game. You see what I'm saying? So I don't think that I have to explain this all the time. when you dealing with this nationalist or Pan African inside, man, it's going to look different for us in regards to
Mm-hmm.
what we
Mm-hmm.
because what we do is we assess everything that was intentionally taken from us, and we want that back. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't care about
Mm-hmm.
these millions of dollars and billions of dollars that's coming in the city. Look at my community. What have it done for us? I don't want to hear nothing else about a food pantry. I don't want to hear nothing else about
Mm.
scholarships and stuff is cool, man. But all of these things are so systemic. They haven't. I mean, it's a number of things I can mention, man. But yeah, as far as we just keep applying pressure. Now we've
No, you just
tied into the other African communities in the city, man, and those are the things that are going to push us forward.
That's what's up.
kind of blew my mind with that. Because my perspective, my paradigm is shifted, and I hear exactly what you're saying. Because although you know all of it is built on our back, like you know all of it, the TIF Alley, the grants that's out there, all of it is built on our back. So there is a sense of like, hey, like you're using our poverty, let's get some of that. But to your point, the pantries, the grants, all of that, those are fish. Those are the fish. We're getting tossed fish, and what you're talking about is learning how to fish,
Right.
not just taking a fish, but learning how to fish for yourself.
And I feel like there's a need for both because there is an
Mm-hmm.
immediate need sometimes for people that need to go to the pantry right now. But that can't dominate the conversation. The conversation got to be how do we get our people to not need the pantry?
That's right.
You know what
Definitely
I'm
no
saying?
shot. Yeah, definitely no shot. But it's more
It's
conditional.
different.
That's why I'm like, I'm asked all the time, why I'm not in certain rooms. Our name is mentioned all the time in the rooms that we're not in because of the work that we've done.
Mm-hmm.
I don't, if I don't see, it doesn't mean that it's not beneficial. It may not be beneficial to the way in which and how I plan to move. So I don't waste too
Mm-hmm.
much time. I have all these children to worry about, my own family to worry about, everything else, so I don't know, man. It's a truth and falsehood strangely mixed, as the
Mm.
Quran put it.
Islam.
Yeah.
Let me jump into the chat, man. I do want to give flowers to Ty Williams, who came out and got some people to sign up. Getting people to sign up for life insurance is huge, huge in our community. She says, "Thank you, brother Qasim, see Shabazz Asad for supporting me and helping share the importance of life insurance. I really enjoyed the meeting on Saturday. We did have several people sign up for life insurance. Please reach out to me if you have any questions about life insurance. We need to build wealth and leave a legacy for our children." One of the things that
Mm-hmm.
stood out to me was as I'm starting with the following the money season that we had, I started really getting into investment in how to build wealth and so on and so forth and doing the research. And one of the things I'm understanding and one of the things that was brought out that day was you don't think of life insurance. We think of life insurance as a certain thing. It just has to do with you paying a bunch of money, and then when you die, you might be able to leave something for your children or whatever. But you can borrow against the life insurance policy that you have now in order to start business, build wealth, so on and so forth. And she's not just an insurance agent; she's a financial planner, a person that you can go talk to about what you want to do with your money. Life insurance is the beginning of it, and it's something that's very, very necessary in our community. But there's more that can be done with life insurance than just wait until you die to get the money. And but that's important too. Yeah, we want to be able to bury our loved ones without having to ask for help. We want to be able to pass them down if we have a little extra. That's very all these things are very important too. But it's also the first step in the way that people build wealth. And this is the first step in how you plan your finances out. Same thing like a 401k. You heard of those? This it's on that level. It's on that level. So this is something that sometimes I don't think we all understand. Like I said, maybe about a year ago is when I started understanding how people are even leveraging using life insurance. So shout out to Ty Williams for having these skills here, and let's reach out. Let's definitely reach out to her, not just for that, but to really talk about what we can do with our money and how we can build some wealth there. So appreciate that very much. Anthony Rogers Wright is in the chat, talking about a person that we need to be looking up, Alicia Garza. We'll get back to that in a second. Kimra Snipes was saying, I'm sorry, Miss Erica Felt had a very interesting set of comments She was talking about a situation that she was in. She said, "I once contracted to get Black parents to respond to a survey about trauma in parenting. It was originally targeted to all parents, but no Black parents would respond. I reached out to let's see." She says, even with clear statements of only being for Black parents, I had white people arguing to respond. They wanted to respond. Says some white women complained survey organizers, and it was scrapped. Black voices needed to be heard. That's an interesting story. So you put this you were part of putting this survey out. It was specifically for Black families. White people started complaining that it was just for Black families. The whole thing got scrapped, and we didn't no data got collected there. So this is interesting. This is why I think that what we did on Saturday was so huge. We've been talking about having this what we call quote unquote family discussion, and it's very needed. We need to be in the room with each other, really having these talks and really understanding what we need to understand without the oppressor standing over us, listening, watching, and being a part of that conversation. So shout out to you for putting this together, bro. One more. Anthony Rogers Wright says, "Yep, land, water, food, and defense of our people. That's how you know Cap Q is better understanding of resources than these petite bourgeois negates begging for $50,000 grand grants." Okay, I feel you. I feel you, man. I definitely, like I said, you know we're proponents of what the BAA does, boost to the roots, feet on the ground first. Um, Definitely need to be funded. We live in America. We definitely need to be funded to do the things that we need to do. These brothers bought the land. They got to pay taxes on that land. You know what I'm saying? So we definitely need to do that, and we definitely need to involve who we need to involve in order to make sure that that makes that the work gets done. But it's an easy fix to me. If they got access to these funds, shoot them down to the BA, shoot them to Untamed, BAA, us, the folks that are kind of doing some things, you know.
NOCP.
And, oh, man, come on with it. Appreciate everybody that's jumped in there in the chat too. I'm gonna get one more out here. I see Shabazz in the chat. Man, chat's going off.
Yeah,
Russell
it is.
Wallace in the
Appreciate
chat.
you.
Okay. I don't even know where to begin, bro. I don't want to take too much time away from Brother Qasim, though. We got a few minutes left with you, man. You got anything you want to leave us with?
Man, I'll say
Anything?
this. I am so next weekend, I needed to get past this week because I'm about to
Yeah.
push real hard with my children. I call them my children, the Urban Survival Club BAA kids. You know, their parents are phenomenal.
Okay, beautiful.
Some of them were at the event assisting and aiding and stuff like that.
Okay.
But we're starting our first book club. Haven't gave it
Yeah.
a title yet, but the first book that those children will be starting with is the Willie Lynch Letter, and we're pushing over to the Malcolm X autobiography. Us Muslims will be getting out here for the assassination week of the Honorable El Hajj Malik Shabazz, passing out autobiographies and Qurans.
Man.
So they'll be out here for that, plus a lecture to go along with that. Because right now that's where we're at. You know, many brothers and sisters I want to come to the dean, man. Let's get it in. You know, that's what saved my life. I know I was asked that, and because of the question that was dropped on me at the event, it was so heavy I couldn't at the time process it because I was hungry or something like that. So I made sure I ate me a little noodles this morning. But yeah, man. So that's really it in a nutshell, man. I just wanted to, and then we taking all the kids. See, that's the thing. We take the children. We take these children out, man, and we put things in them that they wouldn't get anywhere else because things have been intentionally taken from them. The carpentry, the shooting, the hunting, the fishing, the meditation stuff, everything that we're implementing. The Black Agenda Alliance is actually getting ready to turn into a full-blown human development to where we're even doing black men retreats and stuff like that, and bicycle club. I got Jahi Shabazz. I've been breaking him off in the gym. I'm happy to see he's awake because that means he can't dodge me today. You know what I mean? So, you know. But anyway, man. So man, it's really about breathing life back into our people, and installing within us a self of independence, man. Returning back to who we originally were, the original people of the planet Earth. and the teachers and the educators, so that's all I really wanted to say, man. I really love and appreciate y'all, man, and we're gonna keep this thing swinging.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Love you too, brother.
Appreciate it, man. Love the love. I definitely am. I'm happy that I got a little time now to start getting out to some of these things a little bit more frequently. I
Man.
still ain't been over there to see the land, bro.
Man,
So
let's
it's
go.
well, as soon as it warms up, you know me. I can't. It's a little chilly these days, but I'm gonna get out there. I'm gonna get out there as soon as it warms up, and check out, see what you guys got going on for sure, man. Shout out to all the work that you're doing. I really appreciate that flag football situation you got going, man. Just to see the young man that was there on Saturday that you said been involved for a long time. I saw him fidgeting in his chair, man. He listen in there to try to listen to what's going on. And as soon as I get a little bored, I was looking over at him. He's a little bit bored, and I was like, okay, but we here though. We give each other that nod, and I was real happy to see him in sitting there, man, for the whole event, and just encouraging to see the young folks in there doing that. And I also want to give a quick shout out to the ladies, man, who the bean soup and
Uh-oh.
man, it was the food was off the chain. Food
Uh-oh.
was off the chain, bro. Yeah.
Appreciate
I was like, that's what's up, man. Shamari's mom, Mr. Huggins, came through and threw down, and yeah, it was something else. It was nice. It was very nice. I can't wait to do that again, man. It just felt good. We all talked about it. Felt good being in the room with everybody who's like-minded individuals that's hear about positivity, health, bigging up the black community, having the conversations we need to have, holding each other accountable, food for the soul, food for the mind, food for the spirit. Beautiful thing. So I
Man.
really appreciate what you guys did on Saturday, man. I can't wait to do it again. Let's make sure that we get everybody who needs to be there in there. You know what I'm saying?
That part.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Appreciate you, man. We're gonna go ahead and let you go and get on out of here. It's about 8:01 right now. If you believe in the concept of time, one of these days I'm gonna get in that gym with you, bro. But I ain't ready yet. I ain't ready for y'all yet.
Hey, I'm already to a half gallon, man. Come on.
That's about all I can do. I can lift one of those and drink a little water. And then, that's my start. That's my start right there.
Yeah, you gotta start somewhere.
That's right.
Appreciate y'all,
Appreciate you,
man.
man. You have a good day.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Peace.
Sir.
Peace. All right, we're gonna take a quick break. There
Yeah.
you go, brother Qasim, BAA. Always a pleasure to talk to him. Man, we'll be right back. You're listening to First Guy Omaha Radio, First Guy Omaha in the morning.
In the morning.
We're gonna have to tackle this chat when we get back. Stay
Man,
tuned.
going off.
Also, special guest Terrell Mckinney and Justin Wayne, brother senators, coming on shortly. Stay tuned. We'll be right back, y'all. Welcome back. You're listening to First Guy Omaha Radio, First Guy Omaha in the morning.
In the morning.
Paul B, Buddi3 Da Gawd, all of you chat chimers, ghost listeners, radio listeners, thanks for joining us. Again, this is Monday, February 19th, 2024. Technically what they call President's Day today. So there's a lot of people that are off, a lot of kids that are not in school, and a lot of people that are able to sleep in. And I appreciate the ones who did not sleep in and got up and got on the chat with us. And I appreciate everybody that has to work today too and is going into work anyway. And everybody who's taking care of life, taking care of their lives.
Man.
Appreciate everybody who's joining and sharing part of your life with us.
Yes, yes. Thank you.
Yep. The chat has been going off,
In a real
buddy.
way.
Have you been reviewing much of what's happening here in the chat? Because
Yeah, I've been catching comments here and there. Big shout out to everybody tuned in, tapped in. A lot of good comments, lot of food for thought out there.
yeah, there you go. Anything standing out in your mind you want to speak on?
Well, I was kind of looking at Sister Kimra being transparent. Appreciate that. She says, "Let me just raise my hand and say that I'm one of those organizations out here trying to get a $50,000 grant." And hey, we've been honest. We one of them too.
Yeah, most
Ain't gonna
definitely.
turn it down. As long as it's not coming with strings attached or a noose.
Right.
But yeah.
Oh, the news.
Yeah, it's a different kind of string attached. And we've been talking about
Sure.
how this, was thinking about it actually. You've been seeing people getting hit up on these PPP loan situations. And that just kind of made me think, how the government can give out money indiscriminately and then come back like,
You took
yeah,
it. You're going to jail.
right. Let me look at what you're doing. So definitely, there is that. No,
Yeah.
but just kind of thinking. She also says, as an executive director, it ain't about just me. I'm pretty sure staff wants to be paid as well. Talking about nonprofits and the need to raise money in nonprofits and things like that.
Or
And yeah, just kind of thinking of the conversation we were having as far as taking on a fish versus going to fish for yourself. And yeah, I'm kind of along with you, Paul. Man, it definitely would be nice to be able to fish for yourself, but until then, you need a little something
you're gonna
every
need
once in
both.
a
You're
while.
gonna need both. Right.
Right. Whether
It
that
wouldn't
be
bother us so much if there was more programs that help people to actually be able to not have to go to
Mhm.
and to not have to be given a fish. You know what I mean?
Right,
So
right, right, right.
yeah, right on. T Ray in the chat, folks always talking about supporting our own. We do. Point is we're going to get taken advantage of funds to grow. We're going to take advantage of funds to grow business. This nonsensical own bootstrap cosplay is not nonsense irks.
Mm.
Yeah. I mean, we talk about that all the time. They always talk about pull yourself up by your bootstraps, and we always talk about a lot of times our people need the boots first
Mhm.
in order to pull the straps up. Lots to talk about here. We want to keep our next guest in the wings waiting too long though, and so we're going to go ahead and bring him in, ladies and gentlemen. Brother Senator Justin Wayne in the house. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning,
What's
bro.
going?
How you
Morning. How you
doing?
doing today?
I'm
Doing
Good. How
doing
well.
about
well.
you?
How about yourself?
Can't complain. Can't complain, brother.
Are you already out in Lincoln?
Yes. No. Today we got a day off, President's Day.
Oh,
So
that's right. That's
I got a deposition here in about an hour that I'll be doing the rest of the day. So
Okay, still working. Still working.
the rest of the day. Okay.
Yeah,
So
that part what they
no
do.
holiday for you then, huh?
no.
Hey, he's
Catch up.
getting the presidents on President Day. I can feel it. I can feel it. He's working. Um. So again, you said you got to go in about an hour, so we definitely appreciate you for coming on in the morning with us. Before we get into the sessions and the legislative talk, just how's life? How's coaching? How's the fam?
Good. Coached my daughter this weekend. We won 3 games or 4 games actually, and
Okay.
I'm ready to transition out of this Senate life.
Mm-hmm. You've
Get
been
back
at
on
it for a
daddy
little
duty.
minute, man.
I feel
But
like I was listening to that new Usher song, "Ruined." Senate ruined me for life. I'm done with politics.
Oh man.
wow.
I was kind of talking to Paul. I was doing a little I was putting together something. I think this TikTok videos that we've been doing, these news reports, and I was looking for a picture of you talking about we were talking about a bill that you were doing, and I just saw like the pictures of you going through the Senate. Like, man, yeah. You can kind of see the grapes start to come in, the salt and pepper. I'll make a
Kinda.
back one.
Look, I'm wearing the exact same suit and tie in one of them pictures where I don't have a beard to where I have a beard to where I have a gray beard. I was like, wow. Dang.
It's like a time lapse. Like, oh man.
Well, this has not stopped you from going hard this session, even though this is your last one and you're already
Yes,
feeling
yes.
like you're feeling. You're not holding back out there with the stuff that you pushing on and fighting against. So we appreciate your efforts out there still for sure, man.
No problem. Thank you.
We always talk about this every time we talk about you leaving. Secession plan? Anybody
No,
got?
so there's two candidates who announced in my district, Tracy Hightower and a guy by the name of, I think, Nate Bates or something. Them are the two that I've seen. I know Tracy, I've had court cases against her. But I don't know, I'm still waiting to see. They got till March, I think, March 15th or March 1st to put their name in. So I'm just kind of waiting to see who's out there. And, the biggest, I would say that's probably one of my biggest failures is trying to figure out how to build a bench. And it's real hard. Like I used to get so mad at like Senator Chambers and everybody for not building a bench. But at the end of the day, you kind of by yourself. And when you're by yourself, it's hard to do your Senate job, plus be in the community, and plus, maintain your regular life and pay for your bills. And then also, build a bench behind you. And every time I started building a bench, and we've heard the names thrown out here of other people who were talking about running over the last year and a half. Some of them are my friends, and I just look at them and I'm like, man, I don't think you can take the financial sacrifice that it takes. Like, had I not been married, quite honestly, just health insurance alone, I would have to figure out how to pay for myself, and the Senate doesn't cover any of that. So we get $12,000 a year. So minus your taxes, it's about $700 a month. And then if I were to buy insurance, I would actually owe the state about $123 a month. So there's another gentleman who doesn't have family insurance, but he's a senator. He's getting insurance. His check is 23 cents every month. By the time they deduct his insurance. So it's just, it goes back to us talking about building our own Black middle income and having disposable income and really being able to build our own candidates. And it's just very, very hard to do when you don't have the economics to support it.
Yeah, tough position to be in. They want to keep it that way so that the people who can afford it, the people who got a little money that don't have to depend on work every day can get in there and be the ones who are making these laws for us, which is incredible. So yeah, I think this is an ongoing conversation for us just to figure out like how it is that we could support y'all. This is always like we're at a loss for ideas on what to do, but appreciate the stuff that you guys are doing, and always on our minds like what we can do to help that situation. Maggie Miller Jenkins in the chat says, so y'all essentially volunteered to be a senator. How much do
Pretty much. Now you get per diem when you go down there. So like we'll get a per diem per day, which is like $100, $150, I think, a day or something like that. But nobody's like, nobody's down here saying like, man, I can't wait for this per diem check to come so I can go get a new car. Ain't nobody, saying that.
Right.
But so essentially, yeah, that's part of the problem that we deal with. And so we got to get to a point where we have disposable income that we can fund these things that we need to fund, and quite honestly, fund candidates that need to be. I ain't saying make up a job, but I'm saying at the end of the day, we can find some jobs for these individuals to work and do things in their space to make sure that they can able to hold a job.
If there was a fund or if there was a job that was created to be able to help somebody from our community to take this job, would you have a different idea who you would want in the seat at that point?
Oh, 100%. There's some people out there that I think, some professionals who I think would do it. There's some people from the community who are just community organizers that I think would do it. But it comes back down to those words we kept saying all last season, the nuance and being able to navigate. And people got to remember my district in particular. I mean, we're about a third. And what I mean by that is a third Black. We're about 40% white. And then the other one's just a mixture from Myanmar currents to Hispanic to just different nationalities. But on the Republican Democrat side, we're also about a third, a third, a third. So, coming in with it's funny because when you look at the candidates, I won't say names, but the people who are replacing me, that their Facebook has been whitewashed. They cleaning up everything because it is such a diverse district. You can't be on one extreme to the other, which really has been helpful for me to navigate. But like there's certain things that my predecessors wouldn't support that maybe I do for North Omaha because it's a different community.
Mm. A lot to think about. The nuance is real.
Yeah. And so to that point, as you mentioned, that actually the Nebraska Examiner has released a article, kind of listing all of the candidates who have filed as of Friday, in your District 13, correct?
Correct.
Yeah, okay, so yeah, as you mentioned, Tracy Hightower of Omaha, who is actually a lawyer and serves as executive director of the Nebraska Innocence Project. So kind of speaking to where you have to be financially, and just professionally to even consider this. Very very interesting.
We have another special guest waiting in the wings. Go ahead and bring him in now on this conversation, ladies and gentlemen. Senator Terrell McKinney is in the house. Good morning, brother. How you doing?
I'm doing good, bro. How you doing?
Man, we hanging in there. We
All
hanging in
right.
there.
Sir.
Before
Yes,
we
sir.
before we
Peace,
jump
peace.
in, we're just talking about the candidates that are on this list of people that are going to be running for the seat here. And I'm glad that you're on right now because we did see that there was a rumor going around that the Senator Chambers might be running again, and just wanted to see if you had heard anything on that. I know that you've been in contact with him. You heard anything on him wanting to run again or any of that situation?
Uh, no, I'm not sure. I haven't heard anything,
Okay.
so no, I'm
Okay.
not
So
sure.
might just be a rumor, so we don't want to spread that out if that's not the case. But yeah, appreciate you speaking in on that. Before we get really rolling though, how you doing, man? Like just
I'm doing good, man. Long weekend. My voice kind of gone, coaching, but I'm good.
I was gonna ask if you feeling a little under the weather there, if that was your voice. Okay, you out there howling at them kids. That's what's up. How
Right.
how did the weekend go?
It was good. We had one of our guys won, one got second, lost by 1 point in the last second in the
Hmm.
finals. So it's tough, but it happens.
Ooh, last second in the finals. Yeah. Okay. Well, it sounds like you both of y'all had a very sports filled weekend. You guys are stepping into the coaching pretty hard, and that's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, working with the babies.
Buddy, let's go ahead and jump in, man. We also got a article that we pulled today talking about some of the bills that are
Yeah,
still in the Senate. And I guess that article was the what did they call them? I don't know.
priority bills.
Priority bills for each
Again,
senator. Yeah.
yeah, to my understanding, the deadline for priority bills just passed, and Omaha World Herald released an article kind of talking about some of the priority bills that's expected to go to floor, expected to kind of have some debate about them. Can you what are your priority bills, and how do you feel about the possibility of them passing? Either
Uh,
senator, you can start.
Mhm.
my priority bill is LB 631. It's to make some changes on the parole board, mainly to get them to create some rules, get them to go to work and things like that. The two committee priorities are LB 164, which is the stuff pertaining to the Inland Port Authority Airport Business Park, and then LB 840, which is a poverty elimination plan. We put together a committee package in urban affairs for that one.
Okay.
That's
Yep.
For me, my
And
priority bill is LB 25, which is punitive damages. This is just something for me. I'm trying to level the playing field for insurance companies, and when we deal with bad actors, particularly companies that are real bad actors. We're one of 4 states in the country that don't have punitive damages, and so basically, if a company, the easiest one I can tell you is if a company has knowingly hires a drunk driver, that drunk driver is commits, hit somebody, cause severe damage. That company should be held to additional fines and penalties than just typical liability because you knowingly are a bad actor. And so trying to hold some companies accountable. LB20, which is felon voting, Senator Ray will prioritize that for me, which is trying to get rid of the 2-year waiting period when people get out of prison or off paper. Right now, they have to arbitrarily wait 2 years before they can vote. And during that 2 years, people get disengaged and then they don't want to vote. They come out wanting to participate in their society, and then all of a sudden, they got to wait 2 years. So we're eliminating that 2-year provision. My first year, I passed that, and then the governor vetoed it, and I couldn't override the governor. So it'd be kind of nice to do that on my last year. And then the committee, Judiciary Committee, we're prioritizing 348, 348, which is community transitional workforce housing. And what we're trying to do is allow Department of Corrections or the parole board to establish and grant out to more nonprofits community housing so people can have a place to transition back. We don't have enough of those, particularly in rural Nebraska. So we're going to put $1 million into a study that next year they can come back and send out RFPs and see what's out there and how we can solve some of that problem. It actually is a way to not have to build an additional prison. We can move over 1,500 people tomorrow into what they deem community corrections, which is back in the community. We just don't have a place to put them. So I'm trying to figure out that. And then the last piece is I got a hearing coming up this weekend or this Friday with former Senator, Secretary of Defense, Secretary of State, Chuck Hagel, and some national military people are coming in to do a problem-solving court. Right now, we only have one veteran problem-solving court, and that's really in Douglas County. So we're trying to take it across the entire state.
Cool. Brother Wayne, I don't know if that's your microphone. You turn your speakers down a little bit so we can get that feedback. Senator Mckinney, real quick question to you. What is happening with your bill to prevent outsiders from purchasing land in North Omaha? Was that your bill or was that Brother Wayne?
That was Wayne.
Brother Wayne's bill?
Yeah, that was my bill. That bill right now is still in committee. To be very honest, I'm probably going to have a hard time getting that bill out of committee. It's in the banking committee, and they tend to lean a little bit towards companies, not necessarily people.
Banking makes sense.
There you go.
Any of the bills that you expect some pushback on, or you might need, some extra rallying around, some extra attention paid.
I mean, LB 631, the parole bill. I mean, it was tough getting it out of committee. I had prioritized it last year and it didn't get out. And then now it's out, but it's still going to be an uphill battle because I don't know. I think people don't really like change too much. In our committee package for LBA 40, we're going to include some things around OHA to try to, get them to be better, stop treating our community like trash. So that'll be interesting to see if we could get that passed too.
Okay. Big shout out to Brother Sherman Wells, who shared some video over the weekend. I don't know if y'all saw that, man. He shared some water, some brown water, like dripping down into one of the day rooms at one of the towers. And he's been, very, very instrumental in kind of putting out some, imagery videos of the mold and what's really going on in some of these towers. So definitely big shout out to Sherman Wells for pushing that. Paul, did you have a question, or if not, I have a follow-up?
No. I was just taking in what the senators are saying here about the priority bills that are happening. There's only a few more. How long is the session is over? Fairly soon, isn't it?
About 30 days.
Yeah,
we're
30.
done in mid-April.
Done in mid-April. Okay.
Yeah. So the follow-up question I had was as far as
You muted yourself. Go ahead again.
I must have bumped into my keyboard or something, hit a shortcut. But bills to oppose. Are there any bills that any priority bills that kind of made your eyebrows, raise or scrunch up? Like that's something we should be looking out for. Something we should kind of like, hey, we need to stop this. Are there any bills of that nature?
Let me go.
Yeah, I mean,
Face is kind of saying, where should I start? How much time you got?
there's a lot of bills. I mean, we got to look at how these tax packages going to come out and what they're going
Okay.
to do for that. We got to make sure that they're not going to try to arrest 12-year-olds. They're trying to detain 14 to 18-year-olds without a court hearing. I mean, there's bills out here for getting rid of diversity and inclusion programs. So it's not. I mean, it's the priority bills, but then you also got to look at what can they sneak in on a committee priority or on the floor that you got to pay attention to.
Yeah.
I mean, the floor is the deadliest. When a bill gets to the floor, it's anyway. I used to tell people anything on the floor is my bill. I do what I want with it, and if people feel the same way, then they understand that they can manipulate any bill too.
With their vote.
Yeah.
It's like a battlefield in there, man. Appreciate everything that you guys are doing. Brother Mckinney, we were just talking before you came on. We were talking a little bit about just the job because we were talking about secession to Senator Wayne, and we reminded again about what this takes for individuals to be able to be in these seats, and we still are looking at ideas on how to try to support folks to do it because we know that it's not like you're getting paid to do this work. It's almost like a volunteer position. Have you found that you've been able to navigate this pretty well? And how's your campaign going too? By the way, I know that you started your new next campaign, right?
I mean, navigating it. I mean, it's always tough. I mean, trying to balance, making sure you do the job, but also you still, got to take care of home and try to navigate that too. Just balancing it all. I mean, as far as next campaign. I mean, it started. I mean, wrestling season's over, so I could focus on it a little more. So
Okay.
currently, no opponents, so it's not a lot necessarily to do. I mean, they got to March 1st to hop in if somebody's going to do it, and then we'll see how it goes from there.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, Paul mentioned it earlier, but the Nebraska Examiner is reporting nothing official yet, but it does say that former Senator Ernie Chambers is possibly thinking about it. So we'll definitely look out for any opponents or any other names being thrown in the ring. Again, as y'all mentioned, I think they have until 5 on March 1st to make that designation. So we'll definitely be looking out. Senator Mckinney, I did have a question about a specific bill, or that we have actually an article about your doulas bill. This is something that you actually mentioned last time you were on. Can you kind of speak to the importance of that bill and just how you feel about the possibility of it passing?
It's to provide for Medicaid reimbursement for doulas, helping out, and I think it's an important bill, especially knowing that Black maternal health rates are not the greatest in this country or even in the state. So it's something I brought after speaking with Ashley Spivey at IB Black Girl. It was a good hearing, actually. I mean, we had a couple opposition, but I don't think it was real. Like, we disliked this bill except for like one person. Really, not even that person. I think it was just a couple technical things that probably could have got solved before the hearing. So, I mean, I think it's a good bill.
Okay.
Getting
When
good
I see this,
response on it.
Yeah.
okay, good. Because when I see a bill like this, I'm thinking of I'm always bring it up the Douglas County designation of racism as a health crisis. And these are the types of things that I see, what makes racism a health crisis, as far as some of the treatment that individuals might receive in the operating room or in the hospitals. And I'm kind of curious, is there a way that on the state level there could be any push to do something about that, to acknowledge that, to change that? I've seen, again, Douglas County made the designation, but I haven't seen any change or anything. Is there a way to pressure counties to do something once they make that designation?
I mean,
No.
no, not
Do
really.
Okay.
I
do
mean,
what?
I
Do
mean, we have
what
a hard
exactly?
enough
As far
time.
as
We have
draft
a
the
hard
bill.
enough time getting Douglas County and others to come down and support our bills.
Mm. That's a good point. It kind of always goes back to, we don't really think too much about what Douglas County Commission or really, I guess, talk about too much of what the Douglas County Commission is doing. It's always, the Senate. It's always a city council, but that's a good point. So you don't really see a lot of support from Douglas County,
No, I mean the only
commission.
time we get, I mean, they're like, for example, the inheritance tax. Like, we'll get contacted about the inheritance tax because that's when they'll lose. If we get rid of the inheritance tax, they'll lose money, and that, when you ask for a number of how much they'll lose, you get it varies, right? Like, I mean, I hate to say it, it's an inheritance tax. So when somebody dies, so if Walter Scott dies, a billionaire dies versus Justin dying, you ain't getting the county ain't getting money. So it's not something you can really count on. So trying to navigate that argument of, well, if we get rid of the inheritance tax, how much do you guys need? You don't get a real answer sometimes. So I mean, we get contacted when they're opposed to stuff, but as far as like them necessarily communicating with us and supporting our bills, I think everybody's just kind of in their own lane.
Which goes back to a larger conversation. I know the call was put out, to bring all the quote unquote black elected officials together. What happened to that conversation? Did any fruit, bear from that, or did it just kind of fall by the wayside?
We had a couple meetings. And I don't know if it fell by the wayside and it's necessarily a bad thing. It's just our school board members are going through a superintendent search, so they're swamped with that. City council's doing their thing every Tuesday. It's just a matter of finding time and outlining things. And really, I hate to say it, what it really comes down to is just building trust. I mean, at the end of the day, and working with everybody. I mean, I'm on a flyer today to be on a panel that I didn't even know about until yesterday. So, I mean, I'm trying to rearrange my schedule to make it work, but the city councilwoman Juanita Johnson and OEDC and them, I guess, are putting it on, and I got invited. I wasn't consulted on a date or time. I just saw the flyer. So,
I saw somebody sent a flyer to our inbox that looked like it looked like it wasn't real, and plus I hadn't heard nothing about it. And then I went to Councilwoman Juanita Johnson's page and didn't see it. But you're saying it is. There is a meeting that's happening tomorrow.
I have not been able to confirm it myself, so I'm in the same boat.
Interesting. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, we'll definitely have to look into that. Let me switch gears real quick. It's about 8:30.
But you know what they're gonna say is Justin didn't show up and he ain't trying to be at the community and answer questions and if it's really going down.
Right. Well, they got 2 years, 3, 4 seasons of First Guy Omaha to show to prove that you guys are that you guys show up and talk to the community. So let me jump into something real quick because somebody in the chat a little earlier asked about voting. Since we were talking about the voting season coming up, do you guys have any information on voting numbers? We have this impression that our numbers are low because they usually always are. Is there any data on that you guys know about? And also, second to that question is, what can we do about getting the word out to more folks, or getting more folks involved? Are you guys involved in any efforts to help to get the vote out?
No, I got a meeting coming up in December. I mean, in March with the party, Dem party. But no, I haven't. Outside of that, I have not. Just being honest.
Mm-hmm. I'm sorry. What were you going to say to Senator McKinney?
I was just going to say I don't know any exact updated vote numbers right now. I probably need to double check. So, but as far as getting out the vote, it's going to be interesting. I think it should start to ramp up soon. The primaries are in May, so we should start seeing some stuff ramp up around here.
Okay. Tough Anderson in the chat is asking, what's the status of the Inland Port Authority, and also throw in the airport part too. Can we get some updates on those two things?
So the Inland Port Authority, the city has to do an application now, so they're waiting on that. We have an amendment to LB 164 that we're working with the governor's office on. We're going to add, so the highlights are we're going to add community meetings, so the Inland Port has to have a minimum of one quarterly meeting with the public to receive public input. They'll have to do community surveys. We're putting additional requirements on who can be on the inland port. And we're also establishing a community advisory committee that the inland port has to work with, and then who can be on there, like 2 local residents, 2 business owners from the community, somebody engaged in community organizing. And so we're adding those components, making it a mandatory requirement so we don't run into the things that we currently run into that are just kind of no-brainers to me. Like you should have community input. You should have a community advisory committee. We didn't think we need to put that in the statute, but clearly we do.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well,
As far as yeah, I'm kind of looking at the chat. But as far as the airport park, not just the inland, but where does that stand
So
as far as the airport
again,
park?
I guess if this thing happens tonight, I'm gonna find out about it. I mean, there's nothing stopping OEDC from right now having community meetings. There's nothing. I mean, Willie Barney ain't got a contract and ain't got a check yet, but I think he already had a community meeting trying to help other awardees figure out how to, make sure their monies are going to where it's supposed to go to. So there's nothing right now stopping OEDC and Burlington Capital from doing this. They're just choosing not to.
Willie Barney had that meeting last Monday. I was actually at it. Mike Maroney and I think both of those entities were in the room. Didn't really have too much to say during that particular meeting. But yeah, I think that it would be beneficial to be able to have some meetings and be able to speak to the public on these things. Did you get the letter that OEDC kind of sent out to a few people?
Yeah, I saw it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like how we've been talking to Brother Wayne so long now that just the look on his face already answers the question that we.
Answer the question.
What say you, Brother McKinney?
No, I said, yeah, I saw it too.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, any thoughts on that?
It was long, but I mean, my thing with that is it was kind of very convenient for them to put out a press release or a letter saying whatever that they wanted to say, like, oh, we're going to meet with the public, but you still haven't met with the public. It just doesn't make any sense.
Okay.
And we're not slowing anything down. We're not preventing them from meeting with the public. We're that's not in none of our control. That's up to them, and they're choosing not to.
Okay. Well, we'll see if they do.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess it was last week that letter came out, or a couple weeks ago now. I guess we'll see. We'll see if that happens. I think it'd be very beneficial for them. We'll definitely reach out for Sky Omaha to speak to Mike Maroney or anybody else in one of his representatives on what they got going on, because this is definitely a concern. We've seen that it was a concern. We saw you in the legislature, Brother Wayne, asking questions and getting questions asked. Who is OEDC, so on and so forth. And we, the updates on those things definitely need to come from the people who are running this, doing on the contract, I guess. So we'll definitely look out for that. I did find that flyer that was sent to me. I want to see if this is what you got as well. Is this the thing that you saw here?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this is supposed to be today at 6:00. Again, I went to go look at Councilwoman Juanita Johnson's page. I did not get this from her page, and I kind of dismissed it. I didn't see it anywhere else except for this one individual who sent it to my inbox. And I was like, okay, is this actually happening? I hadn't heard from anybody on the panelists that this was going on. So we'll see. That's the flyer that we're
That's
talking
actually,
about. Mm-hmm.
that was something I was looking at in the chat. Sister Wanda Lewis is saying that apparently there's a meeting tomorrow. She says meeting tomorrow, City Councilwoman Juanita Johnson. She also says apparently Councilwoman Juanita Johnson had more than one page. She said someone else previously managed her page. So I don't know what's going on as far as the pages. Is the meeting today, tomorrow? A lot of confusion around that. Thanks,
Well, I
Sister
definitely
Wanda
can't meet tomorrow because I'm in
but-
education hearing until at least 8, 9. So
Right.
It's supposed to be today.
It's supposed to be today.
Yeah.
Okay. So this might be up here. Okay. So again, We only got a few elected officials that's in town. That if we're not getting the information and being able to disseminate it out in timely manner, then I'm not sure what's going on. For us to be in media, for us to be in advertising, for us to be this close to the community and not get word on stuff. I just spoke to Miss Juanita Johnson Saturday, so hadn't heard anything about this meeting and so on. We really all got to do better when it comes to this communication situation. This is one thing I've learned from this from doing this, but also was really highlighted at the Black Power a conference that happened Saturday at the Malcolm X Memorial Foundation. We talked about this a lot, so we're going to keep on trying to do our part, man, to reach out to OEDC, reach out to Miss Juanita Johnson, reach out to everybody that is involved in all these things that we talk about on a regular basis, and try to get some conversation and more communication happening. And we're just gonna try. We're just gonna try to keep going on it. That's all we can really do.
That's all we can do.
Yeah.
Appreciate you fellas' times, man. Anything you want to leave us with before we let you get going out of here?
Uh, just have a great
Terrell,
week.
I was
Man.
waiting for your words of wisdom, Senator McKinney. I'm listening today.
I don't know. Just have a great week. That's the biggest thing. Enjoy the week.
Hey, let me ask y'all something. Your other grown men here in town. Do you guys ever go play ball or do something? You always coaching stuff. What sports y'all play? Do y'all play any sports? Is there any old man leagues out there? I'm trying to get my old self back out. Where the old head
There is
leagues?
some old man leagues, but I don't play in them anymore. That just sounds like a injury waiting to happen right now. I'm gonna go golf. I'm going golf. I'm going to work out. But look, if your highlight of your week is that 35 and older league, we got to talk, bro.
Let it go. Let it go.
It don't sound like one injury. It sounds like a whole bunch of injuries.
Man.
Thanks for the reminder. I need to go out and smash a little white ball, get my golf back on for sure.
Yeah, man.
I didn't know where you was going with that smash the white ball. I was trying to figure out what you was about to go. I was confused.
Yeah, we on the course. That's what we talking about. We on the course. Front nine.
Okay, all right. Just trying to see what's happening, man. Just trying to see what's happening. It's going, the weather's supposed to clear up. We're supposed to have a little bit
Hey,
better.
we can go do that anytime down at Miller Park. Anytime. Let's make it happen.
There you go.
That's what's up, brother.
Nah,
Mckinney.
man, for me, man, just lead this week a little bit better than how you left last week, man. Just trying to make, us. We try to keep. What I got to keep mindful of is we want these significant changes overnight, and they ain't ready to give up power, and we ain't ready necessarily to take control of power. So it's a way that we gotta take some steps, and that's the most frustrating part for me. And what I keep forgetting when I'm dealing with folks is that one, we got to be able to pass the ball to somebody, and as we seeing right now, I mean, we can't even get a meeting organized to talk about something sometimes, and so we just got to be real and say not everybody's ready to catch the ball. But those who are ready, let's make sure we put them in a position to succeed. That's all.
There you go.
There you go.
I see, Brother Shabazz, you have a comment in here. Just want to remind you, especially when the senators are on, we kind of use the chat to speak to each other as if we were speaking face to face. So if you got a question about conflicts of interest in those, bring those up. Ask the senators why they're here. Bring those up to them and give us some specifics on some of the things that you're talking about as well. We'll definitely continue that conversation. We'll have them back next week. And then they're always available. They'll always make themselves available all during the week for any questions or anything anybody has as well. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I know what he's talking about. The conflicts on the Olson board and some of the nonprofits, and then who received dollars, and part of the reason why last year I didn't even vote for a bill that dealt with North Omaha, so I could have these conversations right now and say I got no skin in the game.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. I'll get with you, Robert, on that today. I've been preparing for this deposition, so when I get done with this deposition, I'll holler at you.
There you go.
Okay, appreciate that, man. Hey, my pops is in the chat, but he's still trying to get you to get on the poker table, man. You get on the poker table at all, Brother Wayne?
Yeah, that's too slow. That's why I be shooting dice.
Keeping it real. Keeping it real.
Keeping it real. All right, we gonna try to get a game together here. Every time I go out to Vegas, Pops is now showing me the ropes on the poker table, And
Okay.
yeah, that's the kind of old man sports I'm trying to get into, man. Somewhere you can sit around, have a cocktail while you doing the
Man,
sport.
look, when I'm out in Vegas playing poker, they be yelling at me talking about you ain't following the book. I'm like, I'm doing my own book. I ain't worried about y'all. And that,
Oh, pops, you might have to come over here and teach everybody the book if you get. Appreciate you, man. He said that's why I be shooting dice. That's the quote of the day right there. You might wind up on First Guy Omaha News with that. I don't play poker. I'll be shooting dice.
Man,
I
that
love
part,
it.
that part.
All right, fellas. I appreciate y'all coming on this morning, man. You
All
guys
right,
take it
man.
easy this week. Take it
Y'all
take it easy the whole week, and be cool, be easy with yourselves as well. Is what I was trying to say.
Yeah.
Appreciate you,
all
man.
right, y'all be easy.
Peace,
All right,
peace,
y'all.
peace.
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 All right, there you go, brother Senators Justin Wayne and Terrell McKinney, for another another deep session, another nuanced talk. For real.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
We'll take a quick break.
Conversations on many levels.
There you go. We'll take a quick break and come right back and wrap up the show with some haps as well too. So stay tuned, and we'll be right back. You're listening to First Guy Omaha Radio, First Guy Omaha in the morning.
In the morning.
Yeah, it's going down, y'all. Stay tuned. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. You're listening to First Guy Omaha Radio, First Guy Omaha in the morning.
In the morning.
Paul B, Buddi3 Da Gawd. Thanks for everybody that's joined us today. Lots of stuff going on in the chat, man. We definitely have to talk about.
Yeah.
We trying to really kind of put some solidarity here together, and we really need to try to get on the same page with some things. So we're gonna keep on trying to push that as much as we can here on the show. We're gonna have special guests come on next week. That's got some opposing views. We don't always agree with everybody that we talk to and everybody in the chat, but this is a place for the voice to be heard and for us to have that discussion, have those talks.
Mhm.
So we appreciate everybody that's doing that. I'm sitting here, this microphone. I had a lady friend over that was like this, sat in front of the mic. Says, "Is this where you do the show?" Yep. I said, "Why does Mike smell like coffee?" You know, I need to clean this off a little bit. Can you take this off? I'm gonna have to replace this. And now that's all I can smell. Now that happened, now I'm just like, yeah, it smells like breath and coffee right here.
It just stopped you mid sentence. It just
Man.
you caught a wolf.
Got a wolf.
Caught a wolf.
Anyway, thanks for joining us. Thanks for all your comments as well. We'll definitely sift through and continue the conversation on some of these things. I did talk to a lot of people on Saturday that was at the Black Power conference that we talked about coming on the show. Brother Shabazz was one of them, and a couple other folks. So we definitely gonna have some people on the show to talk about a few things, man. Like I told you, we went over to the opening at the 1802 over there. Shout out to Shawnee, and I met the CMOS lady over there.
Okay.
And we got a jar or two. We've talked about it on the show before. She says, "I heard y'all talking about us on the show." So she hooked us up and was like, "Yeah, man, we appreciate the love." And I just was reminding her that we're featuring Black businesses, especially, and we got a list going, and we're going to be trying to do a lot of that kind of feature this year as well, as far as just kind of shouting out the people that are out here doing the work and running business and try to help everybody up their business this year. It's what 2024 is all about for us.
Man.
So we'll see. That meeting that everybody was talking about today is I'm getting it all over the place now. This is happening February 19th, 6 o'clock.
So
It's
it's
gonna be
real.
it's a real meeting. Metropolitan Community College Digital Express. So that's happening at 6 o'clock tonight. And apparently, Senator, we have the confirmation that Senator Wayne, at the very least, is going to be on the panel. So if you guys can make it, maybe show up and have a discussion. Just kind of put out there with Miss Johnson. Anytime you got anything going on, man, hit up First Sky. We'll definitely let you guys know about what's happening on all of that. Brother Shabazz in the chat says, Juanita meeting at Metro is today at 6. There is no confusion. We need to stop OEDC and Burlington Capital First National Bank receiving our federal dollars. He's been on that. So we're going to talk to you. Brother Shabazz is one of the people we talked about coming on the show. So we'll definitely have you on next week. And we'll definitely talk more about that subject that you are talking to us about frequently. Kimmer Snipe says, someone mentioned it at the Malcolm X on Saturday, but it was real quick, and I thought I heard them say Sunday. I think there's a little bit of confusion on whether or not it was Saturday or Sunday, but I guess we have it now. It's Monday. It's today.
I just want to point out, man, let's keep in mind that, while we're pushing forward and First Sky Omaha is all about, pushing for the solidarity and communication, understand that there's people out there watching us do this. There's people probably, there's many people tuned in right now.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't be surprised if one person was, pretty adamant on not making this happen, on stopping this. We already know that there's been previous meetings where there were some messages going out saying the meeting was canceled when it really wasn't.
Very true.
So let's keep in mind that there could possibly be some actors out there stirring some confusion on purpose. Maybe some of the confusion that we're feeling is, on purpose to separate and to cause confusion and chaos. Let's just keep that in mind when you're getting information. Let's, verify, cross-reference.
Yeah. Well, I can say one thing. Miss Juanita Johnson did not let us know about this meeting.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I'm putting out there now. At the very least, how many elected officials, how many black elected officials are out there, or how many elected officials are representing our neighborhoods out there? Less than 10. We should be in contact with all of them. We are in contact with all of them all the time. So why we wouldn't know about certain things going on, I'm not quite sure. So it'd be one thing if we heard from the people that were putting these meetings on, and then we just ignored it, or we didn't get it, and then we didn't talk about it, and then some saboteurs came in and messed it up. But if they talk to us directly or send us something directly, we're gonna have it up here. That's just what it is. We're trying to be that source. Yeah, I mean, the first part I talk to everybody about anybody that's doing these things, and the biggest thing about podcasting, the biggest thing about advertising, the biggest thing about anything is consistency. And so that's why we rain or shine, tired or not, sick or not, be on here doing this Monday, Wednesday, Friday, like we committed to do. And that is so that you can always know that if there's something coming up that has to do with our community this way, we're going to talk about it. You already know our style, what we talk about. Let us know. We're also doing advertising here too. We're also, if you can run an ad with us on some of the events you're trying to do at this point. So there's plenty of ways that we can get this message out. If we keep on letting people know that we're gonna talk about the message, then you can count on that happening by coming here and checking it out. But first things first, let's all get together on what's happening. Who's doing what meetings are going on. We do the HAPs Monday, Wednesday, Friday every week. So
we blast it on social media.
We just it's another shout out to TikTok. We just got on TikTok. And we're doing our news minute over there. We're also doing the HAPs over there on TikTok as well. So if you have a TikTok account, go to First Sky Omaha on TikTok and link up there, and you'll get a even more brief version of what's going on here about what's happening. So like there's really kind of as far as we're concerned, this is all we do. So for us to not have for us not be communicated to is like. That's why I was skeptical. I was like, I ain't heard nothing about this. Who's this random person sending me this flyer? I haven't heard anything about it from anybody that we're talking to. And I just talked to Councilwoman Juanita Johnson Saturday. So, and not that it's on their mind. Everything is, the conversation we had wasn't about upcoming events, but still the point is, we should let us know what's happening here. We do the research too. You hear something's going on, we will go on your page and try to find it. A lot of people are not very savvy sometimes when it comes to social media and in their presence. Councilwoman Juanita Johnson is savvy with the tech. This is the first time hearing about the second page that she has and all that. So I don't know, man. I kind of feel like, yes, there are people might be out there sabotaging meetings and so on and so forth, but there's also the lack of communication within our
Oh yeah,
community.
oh yeah.
That, yeah, if it doesn't get to us and we're not talking about it, then you haven't picked up the phone at all. Like, you haven't done nothing at all for it, as far as we're concerned. Because that's how we're scouring things Monday, Wednesday, Friday, looking for this stuff,
Yeah, looking for stuff to talk about.
looking for events that we think should go in the haps that you ought to be,
Mhm.
that we all ought to be going to and participating in. So I don't know.
Especially surrounding this airport business park. Man. This is something we've been now watching for several years. So long story short, man, let us know. Help us help you. Help us help you.
Yeah. Many ways to do that. We'll be talking about them coming up. Like I said, we're stepping into the game of doing some influencer advertising and so on and so forth. And we got packages ready for you and your business. I've already been talking to a few people about it. We got a few partners that are trying to get in and get down, and so things. That's why we are launching our new page over on TikTok. Definitely go check that out. And we're going to be doing some more work on YouTube as well. And that's another thing I want to put out there early. A lot of people that are involved in being a chat chimer that are coming from the Facebook side of things. We're going to be moving to the YouTube side of things exclusively within the next year. So just go ahead and get your account over there. If you haven't followed us on First Sky Omaha YouTube channel, please do like and subscribe, and get ready, because we're going to be doing a lot of the chat over there on that side. So with that said, we only got a few more minutes left in the chat, in the show today. So you want to do a lightning round, buddy? Is there anything that we need to lightning round before we get out of here?
Yeah, there's actually several stories we didn't really get into in depth.
Okay.
So yeah, just about 4 minutes left in the show. So yeah, really quickly. First of all, big shout out to your cousin for dropping the Deuce. They're actually WOWT just dropped an article talking about that book again, showcasing the history of the legendary Deuce, 24th Street. So really just wanted to give that shout out. I believe it's still available at the Afro American bookstore off of Lake Street, right up from the Deuce. So definitely check that out. Big shout out to your cousin for dropping that.
All right, cousin
Yes,
Pat.
yes. Yep, cutting Pat, cutting Pat. Also, Omaha World Herald, or actually, this is coming out of Lincoln Journal. Lincoln Journal Star is giving a shout out to one of our native brothers, Winnebago Tribes. Aaron LaPointe earns a national award. The National Center for American Indian Enterprise Development awarded LaPointe, an enrolled member of the Winnebago Tribe of Nebraska and business director of Ho Chunk Incorporated, its Native American 40 Under 40 award. Ho Chunk has definitely been making some moves. I believe they just had the casino open up and made some other moves lately. Again, LaPointe lives in Winnebago and works as senior director of business operations for Whole Chunk Incorporated. He's in active community programs, partnership, and charitable giving initiatives. His work includes helping reclaim and expand tribal lands, promoting food sovereignty and sustainable food production, and excuse me, a revitalization of Indian corn and enhancing the perception of agriculture careers among tribal youth. Definitely been hearing a lot about what our native brothers and sisters are doing in regards to food sovereignty. Big shout out to brother Rastakora reminding us of the food war that we're in. Again, North Omaha is definitely a food desert. So yeah, might benefit from teaming up and linking up with what some of our native brothers and sisters are getting into, especially with the farming and agriculture. Now, also, something we should continue to look out for. This coming out of Nebraska Examiner. Again, Senator Carol Blood is actually calling out and calling upon Governor Pillen for what's going on at the psychiatric hospital in Lincoln. She has ramped up her plea to Governor Pillen, requesting that he act quickly to improve a situation that she says is worsening in regards to safety conditions and overall violence against workers at the state psychiatric hospital. In a letter sent Wednesday, Senator Blood says to Pillen that the safety of patients and staff at the Lincoln Regional Center is completely compromised. She noted that the perpetrator of the Sonic shooting, if you remember, again out in Bellevue, I believe there was a shooting that claimed the lives of 2 people and injured 2 others back in 2020. She says that person is now a patient at the center. She also said that staffers tell her they understand that the gentleman had multiple guard escort at his previous facility and are wary of how his presence could affect staffing and safety. And again, that's just one example of what could be going on in that facility. So continuing to look at what's going on in the state psychiatric hospital is one element of the whole prison and facility, conversation in Nebraska in total. So we'll definitely continue to see if Pillen even responds to that letter. Also, to kind of wrap up for our lightning round, this is something that we've been looking at out of City Council. Omaha World Herald is reporting on City Council passing the ordinance that could possibly target businesses. If you remember, this was the problematic business ordinance. Again, some community members have complained about businesses being too loud or having disrupting events and things like that. And now it has passed on a 6-1 vote with Councilwoman Juanita Johnson being the only opposing vote. But again, the ordinance did pass to possibly business owners could I can't phrase it, but business owners could possibly face up to 6 months or a $500 fine for receiving multiple complaints within a short period of time. So that did pass, something we should be looking out for as well. And that does it for our lightning round.
That's ridiculous.
Yep.
Shout out to Juanita Johnson for opposing that messed up stuff.
Yeah.
I hope that our motorcycle clubs and stuff like that aren't going to start getting targeted now. It's ridiculous.
Yep.
Appreciate everybody. We are going to jump out of here now. It's 9:00. If you believe in the concept of time, that is. We don't believe in the concept of time, but we believe in the concept of agreements, and we agreed to do the show until 9. So I'm going to just jump into the comments a little bit here. I hope that you stick with me and allow us to go past just a little bit in order to highlight some of the things that's in the chat. But thank you very much, buddy, for the lightning round. Definitely some things to talk about on Monday. Man, that last one kind of bummed me out there for real.
Yeah. That ordinance, man. Something to look out for, especially business owners.
There you go. Tony Johnson in the chat says, that's why Black Omaha needs stronger and consistent communication channels. People only posting on personal pages, not available to everybody. But we definitely have opened those up on First Sky Omaha, Friends of First Sky Omaha, in order for there to be a central place for you to be able to come and put some of those things on there. So utilize our central places as much as we can. Talked to Terry Sanders this weekend too. Miss Sanders, and talked about the Omaha Star and how she wants to continue to put things on the calendar there and be more of a source as well. And we're down to help with that as much as we possibly can as well. Arrows 402 says, have a blessed week, everyone. Hit the like button, do the show a favor, and go back and comment on an old video. Nice. Let YouTube know we're watching. Appreciate that comment very much. Tony Johnson says, as much as we as a people are on social media, we still have not mastered utilizing for organizing and mobilizing. Yeah, and there's a lot of potential there for social media to do so. A lot of other people in a lot of other countries have been mobilizing through social media for their various causes. We should be able to do that too. So good comment. T. Wren says, Councilwoman Johnson is not consistent on this. Communication first and foremost must be solid from the direct source. Although Brother Shabazz says Juanita being displayed as an angry, inadequate black woman is the agenda pushed by a white power structure. We've been talking about this. He said Juanita did announce at the Black Power meeting the date and time. Okay, well then if I missed that, then I apologize for that. I missed that announcement. So I'd like to set up something a little bit more formal with Ms. Johnson and other people on getting dates and times for important events as that. But if I missed that on Saturday, then I apologize for that. But that is happening today. We'll put that flyer back up. And this is what's going down. It's happening over at Metropolitan Community College, the Digital Express building, tonight at 6:00. This is going to be a talk with panelists. We just confirmed Senator Justin Wayne is one of the panelists. This is going to be about the Airport Business Park. Ms. Juanita Johnson is going to be hosting this at the iHub at MCC. So definitely check that out tonight if you get a chance. Thank you, Brother Shabazz, for setting me straight on that. Appreciate you. Also, let's see. Tony Johnson says, hire some step up young people this summer to create marketing plan or canvas community to get input and promote. Great
idea.
Suggestion.
Great idea.
Great idea. Appreciate that very much. So, also moving down the chat a little bit, Mama God says, Paul B, I'll back you 200%. Appreciate that, Mama God. Said, our black leaders know your mission. They should ensure the team keep you in the loop, No excuses. They may not remember personally, but the team should ensure First Sky is in the need to know contact list, as my granddaughter says, period. Appreciate that very much. Yeah, this is on us too, Mama God. You know, it's just the two of us, so we get as much information as we can and try to put it together. But now that I'm freed up a little bit more, I got a little bit more time to dig in with everybody and put a formal situation together where we can get information more regularly and get it up on the channel as much as possible. So I appreciate that very much. I might be hitting you up for some help on that. I know that you got a background in some of that stuff too. So we'll be talking, Mama God, for sure. Wanda Lewis says there is no curfew on the ordinance. It can be any time of the day. Wow. Talking about that. Wow. So it could be 2:00. They'd having a barbecue at the motorcycle club and somebody says they're too loud at 2:00 in the afternoon on a Saturday. They can still get this. And they passed that. They passed that thing.
Yeah, yeah. Business owners could face up to 6 months in jail or a $500 fine. So you can get slapped with both.
Messed up, bro. Messed up. The rest of everything else here that I'm seeing, I really appreciate everybody that's jumping in. I'm not going to read it all, but thank you so much for commenting and talking to each other as well, keeping this conversation going. Let's go ahead and get out of here. It's already 9:05. If you believe in the concept of time, buddy, got some words for the people?
Yeah, man, I appreciate everybody commenting. I'm seeing the numbers kind of fluctuate, but it looks like the numbers are going up, man. So we appreciate those who are spreading the word of First Guy Omaha. Tell a friend, check us out. We still here, we still going, and we plan on continuing to go for the foreseeable future, man, inshallah. So we appreciate you, we love you, we thank you. Please continue to support us. Again, check us out on TikTok, but also wherever you are. Let us know so we can meet you there. Again, we are trying to expand our reach, expand our voice, and not just our voice, but your voice. So we appreciate you, we love you, we thank you. And in the meantime, between time, catch the same time, same place, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, right here on First Guy Omaha in the morning. And with that, Paul B.
Yo.
Take it away, man.
Pop says, always great. Thank you guys for your love and dedication. See you Wednesday. Somebody else in the chat was saying that what we're doing is the love supreme. I appreciate that comment. Who said that earlier in the
Mama
chat?
God.
Thank you. Oh, is it Mama God talking about us?
Yeah.
That's what's up, man. Appreciate that very much. Thank you for everybody who is joining us here. Let's see. Thank you. Love you, first fan. Appreciate you, Mama God. I really do appreciate your participation and everybody who is showing us love. Really appreciate that very much. So thanks for joining us again today. If you missed any parts of the show, go back and check them out in its entirety on Facebook and YouTube. Check out all the chats as well. Lots of good comments and lots of good things that we're going to be vibing on and discussing in future shows. So definitely get up to speed on what our community is saying. So that's what we put this together for, and this is a resource for that. If you want to know what the community got to say about something, I'm sure that people are looking, man. I talk to ghost listeners all the time out in the street that say they do. They check out the show, they go back and listen to see what's going on. So I can't imagine that a lot of the entities, especially the ones that we talk about on a regular basis, are not paying attention to what it is that is being said here. And I hope that makes a difference in the decisions that you all make when it comes to us in our neighborhoods. So appreciate it very much. Thank you very much for everybody who's joined us. We're going to go ahead and get out of here today. We want to give a shout out to the Omaha tribe for allowing us to be on this land and speak while we're here. Thanks to our elders for allowing us to speak before you. And thanks to you, the chat chimers, allowing us to speak with you. Again, can't do this show without you and your feedback. We really appreciate everybody who is joining in and have some things to share. Appreciate it very much. We'll see you Monday. You guys have a great weekend. It's supposed to be pretty decent weather out here.
Bro.
What?
Bro.
What happened?
It's Monday.
See, see how turned around I am? I'm thinking it's Friday, bro. See what I'm saying?
Hey, man, get you some rest, dog. Get you some rest, man.
Get a nap. I'm going to get a nap.
Yeah.
Get a nap.
Yeah, knock some of them cobwebs off.
We will see you Wednesday.
There you go.
Okay, got it. Today is Monday. Yeah, enjoy.
You had me like, we taking a week off? Like,
I need to take a week off for real. Man. Sorry about that.
Pray for my brother, y'all. Pray for my brother.
Did I get the date right today? Let me see. Yeah, okay.
Let me make sure. Is this the right show? I mean,
bro, I need to just go ahead and start drinking again, so I can just be like, I can't come out and pick you up. I'm drunk. Everybody knows I'm the sober driver that'll come and pick your drunk self up.
Man.
Yeah, no, it's all good, man. Anybody who's in my circle of my family can call me anytime for anything. They know I'll get up and do it, but woo, be tired the next day for real. So it is what it is.
Get you some rest, man.
And it's
Catch
not
us same
Friday.
time, same place. Yeah, it's not. It's Monday. Catch us on
It's
Wednesday.
not the weekend coming up. This is the beginning of the work week. Yeah, shout out to everybody. It is supposed to be nice weather though. I am awake enough to hear that it's going to be the decently getting warmer this week.
Okay.
Which I'm all for. So yeah, get your little vitamin D, get you some sunshine, get out there
Amen.
and take care of yourselves. And we will see you Wednesday.
Peace, y'all.
Peace.
By the way, Vanglorious. This is protected by the red, the black, and the green. At the crossroad, with the key.
By any